to my channel, guys. Today I'm going to show you how to make this quick and easy crispy calamari recipe. If you are new here, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss a single recipe from me. All the measurements will be available for you in the description box below, so go ahead and check that out. It's a quick and easy recipe, so let's get right into it. So it is a crispy calamari recipe, and I'm using calamari strips, but you can also use calamari rings and follow the same instructions. So for our coating, I'm going to start off by showing you all the items. First and foremost, it's going to be some eggs, which I've just whisked, and I'm seasoning those with just some salt. And then just make sure that you mix it up so that your eggs are evenly seasoned. Then we're going to be using some self-raising flour. It's important and it's basically mandatory that you use self-raising flour for this recipe. Then I'm going to be using some breadcrumbs, which I just toasted some leftover rolls and then crumbed them. And then I'm also going to be using some desiccated coconut, and this is very important for you to use. Then we're going to be seasoning our coating. I'm just adding a little bit of parsley to give it a nice color, and then I'm going to be using a little bit of fish seasoning, which you can use whichever one you have on hand, whichever one you prefer. So our assembly line is going to be our calamari, then we're going to dip that in some flour, then we're going to add that into our eggs, coat it on our coating, and then we're going to fry it and put it on the rack. For frying, I am using shallow frying, and I'm going to be using a pan, and I'm not adding a lot of oil because for this recipe, unfortunately, you need to change out your oil. I will show you at the end the effect of not changing your oil on what can actually happen onto your coating. So let's go ahead and start with the first calamari. I'm going to be coating that with some flour, then I'm going to be dipping it inside some eggs. I am doing this process with just one for illustration, but for a more effective time management, you can definitely dip a lot of them at the same time just to save you an amount of time. It doesn't make a difference to the result. Okay, so then I'm going to be evenly coating that on inside the breadcrumb mixture, and you want to make sure that your calamari is evenly coated on all its side. If you are using rings, you also want to make sure that it's evenly coated on the outside and on the inside of the ring, and this is basically what it needs to look like. You can put it inside your oil and allow it to crisp up. You need to make sure that you make it cook for about 5 minutes so that it can also cook the calamari well on the inside. And you need to also make sure that you keep on checking your oil, so don't keep your oil at a high temperature. Okay, so if you feel like your oil is getting too hot, please do reduce it. So you're going to go ahead and start adding more and more of these, obviously bearing in mind not to cramp them too much. And you can see that the oil starts to bubble, and that has to do with some of the ingredients that we've added into our dish. So next, I'm just going to be mixing it. I'm using a wooden spoon because it's easier to use, just to make sure that it cooks on both sides. And I'm particularly paying attention to the first one that I added, and I'm going to be adding that onto my sieve and just sieving that through, just to get rid of some of the excessive oils that it may have picked up during the frying process. And this is basically what it looks like when it's done. So you can see it's nice and crispy. It's evenly golden brown on both sides. So we're going to put that on the rack, and we're going to continue this process for all our calamari strips. Okay, after the first batch, I would recommend that you check your oil and you change it if it needs be, but make sure that you rest your calamari on a rag, especially if you're not going to be serving this immediately. It will just help you retain the crispiness. So I do want to illustrate to you the difference with the oil. So this is one that I did on one of my batches where the oil was nice and clean, and this is one that I did in the last batch where I didn't clean the oil, just to show you guys what it looks like. You can see that it's got a lot of like burnt residue, and when I tasted it, it wasn't even cooked well enough because it started burning before it could actually get to the cooking process. And that is why it's important for you to make sure that you change out your oil. That is it for this video. It's quick and easy. The description box will also have the recipes for the dipping sauce that I used. I hope you guys try this video recipe and you enjoy it as much as I did. If you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss a single recipe from me. Comment in the comment section, like this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.